Hello and welcome to the Glow by Heartfulness webinars. Today we have a very interesting person, Sheen Tyagi. She's a 16-year-old youth activist from India and she's the founder and president of the Girl Up Nation Club, which is an international club headed by the United Nations Foundation. Thank you for joining us today, Sheen. She's recently been featured in the United Nations must watch list also. Thank you for joining us, Sheen, and welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Sheen, tell us what made you choose activism? What is the heart, mind, or soul of activism, which you were talking to me the other day? I'm just curious, what made you, you're just 16, and how did you get started with all this?
Yes. So it was an inspiration and a calling from my heart to take up social causes, which motivated me to choose activism as a mode of self-expression. Passion is a quality of the heart which requires clarity of purpose and constant progress towards goals. The work I do nurtures my soul and my heart to speak up for others who cannot speak because of their circumstances is the whole purpose of my activism journey. To be their voice, to inspire them, to support them, and help them raise their voices against the injustices that they face. And so it is well known that activism isn't a paying job, right? You don't earn from it as you would from other professions. It is, however, a soul nurturing work, a community serving job which requires you to be compassionate and understanding of others' life experiences and circumstances and how you can support them in accessing a better lifestyle. So, for all those reasons, I chose activism to advance forward as an informed youth, and I hope to continue this journey when I go to college as well.
Thank you so much, Shane. I wish you all the best on behalf of the Heartfulness Institute and also on behalf of all the participants. So you also mentioned activism is not something which actually pays you, right? And you mentioned that your heart and soul is in it, and you're very passionate about it. My next question along those lines is this: how do you, or from where do you find this energy and inspiration to sustain this journey? It's very easy to feel exhaustion, mental, emotional, and heart exhaustion, if you want to call it. So how do you, or from where do you get your inspiration and energy and sustenance?
Yeah, I would say a numerous number of factors help me in sustaining my energy and the inspiration for the causes I'm passionate about. The impact of my work motivates me to strive forward towards this journey. Recognition is always encouraging and it also helps when I'm feeling low. At times, even I feel that maybe I am not doing enough, right? But yes, as a 16-year-old, I think my work has had a good impact on the lives of people around me, and that the recognition I receive for my work from various organizations help me in dealing with those feelings and move forward. Also, this zeal and passion for the causes I'm passionate about keeps me going and working towards advancing gender equality through women's empowerment, climate action, and equitable education in the form of campaigns and awareness drives, and sustainable development through promotion of sustainable practices.
That's a tall list. Thank you, Sheen. That's a very tall list. And a 16-year-old having such aspiring, beautiful journeys is very inspiring for me. So I was just wondering, from where, how do you create a nurturing environment around you? How do you create those friendships which actually help you propel you forward in this journey which you're embarked on? I want to know how you make your friendships, you create a nurturing environment, and basically all those people around you who support you. Because when you talk about gender equality, when you talk about equitable education, these are beautiful um, aspirations we want to achieve, right? And it's not a single man's journey. So who is that person, or who are those beautiful people who support you in your journey? Tell me about them also.
Yeah, well, my life experiences have been very insightful and important in shaping who I am now. These experiences have helped me shape up my environment and the people I surround myself with. Life is full of tribulations and you experience various situations throughout your life. But I personally feel that my previous experiences provided me with more confidence, strength, and understanding to meet new situations and face them smartly and with care. I believe that it is important to create an environment with people and elements that nurture you and inspire you to do your best and strive for the stars. And so I would say my family, my friends, my work colleagues as well, work colleagues in the sense that people I work with, through social media and different organizations, all of these people inspire me and they support me in all the endeavors that I have. And yes, so I would say those people inspire me a lot.
Thank you, and best wishes for many more such inspiring friendships. And I hope to see you do more and more. So this webinar is titled Intersection of Gender Equality and Climate Change, right? So how do you see them intersecting? You're 16 years, and I would like to say that my son is also 16 years. So I would love to hear what you would like to say about the intersection of something as important as climate justice, along with gender equality. And being a 16-year-old, what would you also say to other young boys and young girls? I mean, so let's first hear about the intersection and then move on. I can
Yes.
see a few questions coming up, but I'll take them up one by one. For now, please tell me how do you see them intersecting? That is gender equality and climate justice.
Yes. Um, so around the world, 80% of people displaced by climate change are women. It is hence very important to learn from the experiences of women to build gender inclusive climate action and practices. Their experiences are extensive and crucial in understanding the barriers faced by women to fight climate change. Women have always played a huge role in our communities. They not only help in continuation of future generations, but they also provide for their communities whenever they are called upon to. The Chipko movement, for example, in the 1970s, stopped the government backed logging in rural communities in India, all because of women who would hug the trees and not move to protect our environment. In connection to this, we find that gender inequality impacts not only women but also families and communities which thrive with the support of women and their compassion, their wisdom, and their dedication towards the world. The compassion that women have towards the betterment of our world in all aspects, be it social or environmental, is taken for granted and not appreciated enough. It is their emotional depth and connection that they have with the environment, the climate, and essentially our planet, which is pivotal in changing the world for better.
Thank you, Sheen. You spoke about the Chipko movement. I was so touched by that reference and by that analogy. And that was in the mid 1960 or 50,
60s and
right?
70s, yes.
Yeah. So that was then, and now we are in 2022 with COVID happening, and with a lot of, the world has really changed a lot. So how do you now today in this current scenario see the conjunction between gender equality and climate change? Like what now about it? Like how do you see them intersecting right now, and what would be your ideas and thoughts in this current generation, for the current I don't know, what do you call yourself, millennials or gen z's,
Yes,
for
yes.
all of you guys, how does it intersect and what does it mean?
Um, so the link between gender and climate is very real. These are felt by women around the world, making them much more receptive towards change. aware of the repercussions of their actions, and motivated to help leaders in advancing awareness about the issue at hand. Despite the success that we see in advancement of gender equality, women around the world still face issues related to unequal access, unequal opportunities, and unequal pay gaps, among many others. This affects the whole situation of climate change and how our society is being altered by it. Since non renewable resources are being depleted at an alarming rate, it is very important for us to progress forward by adopting renewable and climate friendly alternatives such as solar energy and wind energy, and changing harmful practices by introspecting at our current actions and how we can change them. Since women are more inclined and motivated towards climate action on a personal level, we realize that the intersection between climate and gender is of utmost importance for a better tomorrow holistically.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you so much. That's probably, I mean, we'll see how it happens. Thank you for your insight. So, how can people really contribute to this movement? Aam Aadmi, how can I contribute? How can people like me who have a lot of time and energy and interest and inclination, how can we all contribute? How do you see our energy and sustenance go towards? And I have a few people really appreciating you. Oz Jane says women really play an important role. Well said. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please do ask. Sheen here. Oz also says it's very inspiring. Thank you. And yeah, there are a few comments here. But yeah, I'll take I also see two more questions, but let's first discuss how do people like generally how do people contribute to this movement,
Yes.
and then I'll take up
Um,
a question from Apurva Dave.
Yes. So climate action is so extensive that as a result, we find that we can contribute towards it in more than just one way. You can create awareness through social media, or you can advocate for climate action in your communities. You can work directly with policymakers on it, or you can mobilize people to speak up for climate action. No matter what you do, however small your contribution may be, it is very important that you fight for climate action and help in creating a more sustainable and climate friendly world. It is also very important to give people, essentially women, a seat at the proverbial climate action table. Representation of communities which are directly affected by the change in our climate, for suppose indigenous communities and women who are more understanding of the situation we are in and who are more proactive towards climate action, are necessary to devise action plans towards the advancement of climate action and sustainability. So yes, you can contribute in more than one ways, and the possibilities are endless because you can do so much. um and yes, so yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Shane. So you said that we could directly pitch to policymakers. We can also make noise. We can speak up. There is a question along those lines. I know you partially answered this, but there's a question along those lines from Apurva Dave. She's asking, how do self-help groups contribute? Do you think self-help groups will help gender equality and economic power for women? Is it possible through the work done by self-help groups?
Yes. Thank you for your question, Apuva. I would say that self-help groups are a great way towards advancing women's empowerment, which will automatically lead to climate action, right? Self-help groups help you to kind of collaborate together with other people and kind of work towards advancement of various issues. And yes, so women's empowerment in the fields of finance, in the field of being able to speak for themselves, being able to take action on their own, not being affected by the judgments of others. A lot of things contribute towards women's empowerment, and economic power or financial stability and financial independence will definitely help you in advancing towards gender equality.
Thank you so much, Sheen. Joseph Navales Plazer is also joining us from Philippines. Welcome. Thank you for watching this webinar. My next question is from Oz Jane. Um, we know that this generation is open to diverse genders. What's their role and contribution on this alarming issue?
So I think the LGBTQ community, as you mentioned, is so important in advancing this issue because they are more open to change. They are more independent in thinking of what they want with life, and essentially going and striving towards it. And so the community is also very helpful in supporting others, because I think in the LGBTQ community, there's a common saying that, we support each other in whatever we are striving for, right? And so it is very important that they help women in various aspects of life. And as you mentioned, their contribution is generally very huge because they also support women, and women not just being females by birth, but also trans women or cisgender women. So yes.
Thank you, Sheen. Apurva Dave says thank you. Thank you, Apurva, for your question. And before I go on to more questions from the participants, I would like to say that we are celebrating the International Day of Women and International Month of Women, as March is a day commemorating the contributions made by women and who worked for gender equality since the early 1900s. And today the theme by the United Nations is gender equality for a sustainable tomorrow. So before I go on to any more questions from the participants, I want to know, what does this mean to you, and what is the message you want to give to young teens, young women, and of course also young boys and young men, right? So let's talk about your message to them, and then let's take more questions.
Yes. So gender equality is essential in paving a new path towards a sustainable world. Taking small and steady steps towards gender equality will pave a path for endless possibilities. Since the intersection between gender and sustainability is similar to the intersection between gender and climate, at the United Nations, we believe that gender equality is essentially linked with all the social causes that exist, and the role of women in advancement of a better future is extensive in terms of economic growth, equal opportunities, living life through sustainability, and having ample resources for the current as well as the future generations. A sustainable tomorrow is only possible when gender equality is achieved and women have the same opportunities and access as men do. Um, and as for my message to young teenagers and women, um, I would say please choose passion over conventional, if you can, of course, and travel the less trodden and difficult path over the easy path. I perfectly understand that not everyone can afford to follow their hearts, and you often have to think of other factors as well. However, if you cannot follow your heart, please inspire others to do so. It is so important for women and young teenagers to be aware of the condition that the climate is in, the condition of our planet Earth, and how the actions of each and every individual is impacting the future of our planet. Right now, you can see that the world is in a realm where people simply do not care about what is happening with our planet, be it the Russia Ukraine matter or simply the COVID 19 pandemic, which is still affecting the livelihoods of millions of people. Everyone is so engrossed in personal gains and the conditions they are living in that people now are simply forgetting what repercussions we, but more importantly, our future generations will have to face due to our ignorant and mindless actions. Young people, you have the opportunity to change the world. It is us who will finally make a change in the world and advance sustainability and equality in the world. So speak up, take the charge, and as Shirley Chisholm said, if they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair.
Thank you. Yeah. So we have to all purchase folding chairs. But yeah, I mean, I get your point, and show up. Show up for what matters the most. Show up to show your passion. And there are a couple of people who are appreciating this response so much. Oz Jane says, "Wow," and she also says, "What a great advice! Will follow for sure." And there's another very encouraging future is in store with such enthusiastic youth. Thank you so much. And on that note, before it's too late, I would like to offer an experiential session of heartfulness, relaxation, and meditation. And yeah. So please continue to post your questions on the comment section here, and Sheen will definitely answer them. If not on the webinar, she'll come back and reply to all your comments and all your questions. Yes, we do have very short time, so I'm going on to the next part of the webinar, which is an experiential session of heartfulness, relaxation, and meditation. At the headquarters of Heartfulness Institute, which is Kanha Shantivanam, we have over 500,000 endangered species of trees planted. It's like a complete oasis in the middle of the Deccan Plateau. And I would like to share that all this important work to improve the climate of this planet and working for climate justice and climate action is taken up so seriously by the Heartfulness Institute and by the spiritual teacher of Heartfulness meditation, Daji Kamlesh Ji Patel. And we believe that a heart which is in tune with nature is very important for sustaining a long term environmental action, right? It's not that today you plant a tree and forget it, or today you inspire 10 or 20 youth and then forget it. This has to grow, this has to continue, and for that we need a heart which is in tune with nature, which is simple, which is more open, which is more in harmony with in harmony with your own inner self and in harmony with the outer self. And Sheen said, follow your passion. And I really encourage all of you to follow your passion. And let's not think of not being able to follow your heart, because I think all of us should be able to do it. Meena Vora says, my daughter Vidhi Vora is also interested in climate change. Thank you so much, Meena Vora. Please request your Vidhi to join us also in the next webinar. We are so happy. So let's move on to this session of heartfulness, relaxation, and meditation. If you have your phones nearby, put them in silent or keep them switched off. Sit comfortably. You can fold your legs or put them down, whichever is convenient for you. And just follow my voice. I'll take you through a few commands, a few mental suggestions which will relax your body. And towards the end of these mental suggestions, we'll gently close our eyes and continue to meditate with the idea, with the suggestion that there is a source of light and love in our hearts. Before I continue, I would like to suggest, Meena Vora, if you would like to delete the phone number which you just texted on a public channel, that's totally up to you. You may want to delete it. Thank you. You can always text us on the messaging service, which is on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. It's just for your daughter's safety. Thank you. So please sit comfortably, close your eyes, and follow my voice. Let's begin from the toes. Relax your toes. Relax your feet. Feel an energy from Mother Earth rising up through your feet and relaxing your legs. As this energy rises up, it relaxes your calf muscles, your knees, your thighs, and it moves up, relaxing your hips. This energy continues to move up, relaxing your stomach. The muscles in your stomach are completely relaxed now. Slowly feel this energy moving up, relaxing your lower back, gently moving up, relaxing your upper back. Your whole back is completely relaxed now. Feel this energy relaxing your chest. The chest muscles are relaxing, and this energy moves up, relaxing your shoulders, and it flows through your arms, relaxing both your arms, your elbows, your wrist, your palm, fingers, and fingertips. It oozes out of your fingertips, and your arms are completely relaxed now. Allow this energy to move up, relaxing your neck. The muscles in your neck are relaxing. Any tension or discord or any problem with your muscles in the neck are melting away. The neck muscles feel so relaxed now. Allow this energy to move up your facial muscles, relaxing your head, your jaws, ears, lips, cheeks, nose, eyes, forehead, till the tip of your head. All the muscles are completely relaxed in your face. Scan your body, scan your system completely from head to toe. Does any part of your body need to be relaxed? If you feel so, allow this energy to flow through that part and feel that part relaxing. Allow your whole body to be completely relaxed. Gently bring your attention to the heart. Feel the source of light in your heart. The heart houses the source of light and love. And let us meditate on this light and love and feel this light pulling you deep into meditation. If your mind wanders and other thoughts come to your mind, gently brush them away and remind yourself that you're meditating on the light in the heart. Let's meditate for a few minutes. Gently open your eyes when you're ready. Thank you. Thanks to all the participants who joined us today for this webinar and for the heartfulness meditation. If you would like to continue your heartfulness journey, please log into heartfulness.org and you can download a lot of resources from there. You can also download the mobile app Heart in Tune app, and you can connect to a heartfulness trainer and continue to have heartfulness sessions regularly. If you have any more questions for Sheen, our 16-year-old climate hero, you can share them in the comments and she'll get to you. So, Sheen, do you have any closing thoughts you want to leave us with, either for the youngsters or for the adults? If there are, if there's anything specific, go.
I would just like to thank you all for joining today's webinar. It has been a great experience for me. Um, and yeah, meditation is, of course, a really good way to clear your thoughts, clear your heart, and just focus on what is important to you, on what your passions are, what your hobbies are, what you truly feel like is a calling to you, what truly resonates with you. We all have to do a lot of things to um, live on this planet, of course. You have to take jobs which pay you well so that you can feed your families and sustain in this world, which works totally upon money, of course. But I would also say take out some time to work for what really matters, because in the end, when you leave this earth, what you leave back is people who share your thoughts, because we all know, you're the average of the five people that you're surrounded with, and so you impart your knowledge to them. And so please make sure that you take out some time to work for the earth, for our planet, because we only have one planet. And so climate change is really happening. It is real, it is not fake. And so please do something, even if it means that you're um, even if you're sharing awareness about it with even two people or three people. It impacts their life, it changes them, and they go on forward to do the same. And so it is the small steps that matter, and we all can do one thing or the other to kind of eradicate these social causes that are still here in 2022, where we thought, yes, maybe we will have a more equal world by now. At the UN, we had the 2030 agenda, which planned to eradicate a lot of problems by 2030. But as we see the world, it is very evident that it is not possible for us to achieve the agenda that we had set for 2030. But what we over here can do is we can help the progress. We can take part in webinars to inform ourselves, take part in stakeholder meetings whenever you can. Do something, because it will, of course, help us right now, because we are the current generation, but it will also help the future generations, because the earth that we have not we haven't been given it by our forefathers. We have borrowed it from our future generations. I think that was Lester Brown who said this. And so when we leave our work is to leave it in a better condition than it was before. So yes, thank you so much for joining. If you would like to connect with me, please send me an email on sheentyagi@gmail.com. Just my name, nothing in it, just sheentyagi@gmail.com, and I will definitely get back to you to help you out. So we can, of course, if you need any help on any sort of things, please feel free to reach out to me, and I will definitely reply back to you.
Thank you so much, Sheen. In fact, one of the founding teachers of Heartfulness Institute said the same thing. Let's leave this planet, in a better way than we found it. That's a very sweet way of ending this webinar. Thank you so much for joining us today. If any of you want to reach out to us with feedback about this webinar or for future suggestions, please write to us at glow@heartfulness.org and we shall get back to you. Towards the end of this webinar, as we conclude, there will be a few resources for you. And yeah, please continue your heartfulness journey. Thank you so much, Sheen. And stay tuned for the next webinar.